All right, movie fans, are you ready for this? Because we are diving deep into Despicable Me 4 today.
I am ready.
You know, I am excited about this one.
Yeah.
I have been a fan of the franchise for a while now, and we've got like IMDb, we've got user reviews, and some really in-depth blog posts about this film.
A lot to cover.
Yeah, a lot to cover. And let me tell you, the opinions on this one are all over the place.
Really?
Yeah, some people are saying that it's like the best one yet, and some are saying it's just really, really bad.
Wow. So a very divided response.
Very divided.
Yeah.
Yeah, so is it worth your time?
Well, let's find out.
Yeah, let's find out.
Let's get into it.
Okay, so one thing that I think is really interesting, and I saw this pop up in a couple of the reviews that we read, is that, Gru is obviously transitioned from a villain to like a family man.
Right.
And this film seems to be pushing that even further.
Yeah, they're really leaning into the whole dad thing.
Yeah, but not everyone is thrilled about it.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, some of the sources are saying that he's gone soft.
Yeah, I saw that Gru gone soft critique.
Yeah.
But before we get into like all the good, the bad, and the minion shaped, let's just like start with the basics.
Yeah, lay the groundwork.
The IMDb page tells us that Gru's got a new baby Gru Jr.
Oh.
Who is like a mini-me, basically, but has a talent for trouble.
Oh, no.
But then things get shaken up when his old-school rival Maxime Le Mal shows up with, get this, cockroach-enhanced superpowers.
Cockroach-enhanced superpowers. I mean, that's a new one.
Right.
I don't think we've seen that before.
I know, it's very creative.
Yeah.
And not only is Maxime there, but his girlfriend Valentina, who is voiced by Sofía Vergara,
Oh, wow.
adds like a whole nother layer of comedic chaos to the film.
Yeah, her comedic timing is always impeccable.
I know.
So I can only imagine what she
Wow.
brings to this.
Yeah, and the sources are hinting that she might be the real brains of the operation,
Oh, interesting.
which honestly I wouldn't be surprised.
No, not at all.
Okay, but you know who we can always count on for just good old-fashioned chaos?
The Minions.
The Minions, of course. Right, and it sounds like they're back, and they are more bonkers than ever.
Oh, I bet.
We've got like popcorn-fueled mayhem vending machine shenanigans, and they even transform into mega minions with superpowers.
Mega Minions. I mean, where do they come up with this stuff?
I don't know, but like,
It's amazing.
I'm picturing like tiny yellow hulks with a craving for bananas.
Yeah, basically.
But while the minions are a crowd pleaser, some of the reviews are suggesting that their antics might be getting a little repetitive.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, how many times can you watch them like fall over and slip on bananas?
Yeah, like at a certain point, it's like, okay, we get it.
Right.
They're funny.
Right.
But it's like, is there more to the film?
Yeah. Do they have like a purpose this time, or are they just there for comic relief?
Right, and that seems to be like the main point of contention in a lot of the reviews, is that some people are praising the animation, the voice acting,
Right.
and others are saying that the plot feels disjointed and unoriginal.
So it's like a visual spectacle, but maybe lacking in substance.
Kind of. Yeah, it seems like everyone agrees that it looks great, but the story itself is a bit of a mixed bag.
That's interesting. I mean, it kind of makes you wonder if it's enough for a movie to just be visually stunning and funny these days.
Right.
Are audiences craving more depth
I think so.
and originality in their storytelling?
Yeah, for sure.
That's a good question.
It is something to think about. But before we get too philosophical here, can we talk about the Easter eggs?
Oh, yeah.
Because Despicable Me 4 is packed with references to other films.
I love a good Easter egg.
Me too.
It's so fun to try and spot them all.
Yeah, see if you can catch them all.
Right?
So there are references to Blade Runner, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, and even Flash Gordon.
Flash Gordon. Wow, that's a throwback.
I know, right?
I'm impressed.
It sounds like a dream come true for movie buffs.
It does. It sounds like they really did their homework with this one.
Yeah, so out of everything that we've talked about so far, what stands out to you? What are you most curious about?
That's a good question. I have to say, I'm really intrigued by Maxime Le Mal.
Okay.
We know he's got this history with Gru, and he's got these cockroach-themed upgrades, but is he a genuinely menacing villain?
Right.
Or is he just kind of a bumbling goofball?
Yeah, what's his deal?
Yeah, what's his motivation?
Is he a serious threat?
Right, because the sources are giving me mixed signals.
Yeah, same here. Some are saying he's hilarious.
Right.
And some are saying he's totally forgettable.
And some are even saying that Will Ferrell's performance is too over the top.
I was going to say, that doesn't surprise me, knowing Will Ferrell.
It's Will Ferrell, so you kind of know what you're getting into.
Right.
But it sounds like he might have crossed the line from funny to annoying for some people.
Yeah, maybe a little too much Will Ferrell.
Maybe.
Okay, so Maxime's a wild card. But what about Valentina?
Ooh, good question.
Right? Is she just arm candy, or is she secretly pulling the strings behind the scenes?
Oh, I'm getting like evil mastermind vibes from her. Like she's not just there to look pretty.
No,
She's got a plan.
definitely.
I'm excited to see how that plays out.
But here's what's really throwing me off.
What's that?
Dr. Nefario
Oh, yeah.
only makes a cameo appearance in this film.
What?
I know.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Well, that's a huge bummer.
I know, like what...
He's like such a fan favorite.
I feel like that's a missed opportunity.
Totally agree.
Yeah, it's like they decided to introduce all these new characters instead of like developing the ones that we already know and love.
Right. It's like they're trying to cram in so many new faces that we barely have time to catch up with the old ones.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm all for new characters.
Yeah.
But don't forget about the classics.
Yeah, give us Dr. Nefario.
Justice for Dr. Nefario.
But speaking of familiar faces, we have to talk about the heart of the Despicable Me franchise.
Gru's relationship with his daughters.
Yes. What is going on with that family dynamic in this film?
Well, it seems like things have gotten a bit more complicated.
How?
Well, they've got the new baby Gru Jr., who, as we mentioned, is like a tiny agent of chaos.
Right.
And from what I've gathered, the three girls, Margo, Edith, and Agnes, are struggling to adjust to this new family dynamic.
The classic new baby shakes things up.
Exactly. It's a tale as old as time.
I bet there's some hilarious and heartwarming moments
I'm sure.
as they try to figure it all out.
Yeah, navigate this new normal.
But wait, there's more?
Oh, there's always more.
One of the sources mentioned a teenage neighbor named Poppy,
Okay.
who blackmails Gru into helping her with a heist.
What?
Apparently she's an aspiring villainess
Oh, no.
who idolizes Gru's glory days.
Talk about adding fuel to the fire.
I know, right?
Oh, my God.
It's like a whole other layer of crazy.
So we've got family drama, we've got villainous schemes, we've got minions running amok. I mean, what more could you ask for?
I know, and this Poppy character is a wild card,
She is.
right? Because it seems like the filmmakers are kind of exploring this idea of mentorship, but with a very Despicable Me twist.
Yeah, like will Gru's past as a villain inadvertently inspire a new generation of mischief makers? And how will that impact his relationship with his own children?
That's a good question.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack there.
Okay, so we've got all these plot twists, new characters. I'm starting to wonder, like, are they trying to do too much with this film?
Right. Is it possible to juggle all these elements without the story feeling disjointed and rushed?
Yeah, like, is it cohesive?
Yeah, because some reviewers are saying the plot is disjointed,
Really?
overly busy, and with too many subplots vying for attention.
It's almost like they have a checklist.
A checklist of Despicable Me must-haves.
Yes.
Minions, wacky gadgets, heartwarming family moments, villainous schemes.
And they tried to cram it all in?
Yeah, and maybe in doing so, they lost sight of what made the original film so successful.
Because...
A simple, engaging story with relatable characters.
Right.
You know, keep it simple, keep it fun.
Yeah, sometimes less is more.
Exactly.
The one thing that they definitely didn't skimp on
What's that?
is the visuals.
The animation?
The animation is top-notch.
I mean, that's always been a highlight of these films.
Yes, vibrant colors,
Yeah.
detailed environments, some really impressive action sequences.
Yeah, it sounds like they really upped the ante with this one.
For sure. And let's not forget about the voice acting.
Oh, yeah. The voice cast is stacked.
Yeah, Steve Carell, Kristen Wiig, Pierre Coffin. They're all back.
The dream team.
And they brought in Will Ferrell, Sofía Vergara, Joey King.
Wow, they really spared no expense.
Star-studded.
Yeah. And even though some reviewers have mixed feelings about Will Ferrell's performance as Maxime,
Right.
everyone agrees that the overall quality of the voice acting is excellent.
Okay, so we've got mixed reviews, a potentially overstuffed plot, but amazing animation.
Right.
Before we jump to any conclusions, let's hear what the sources say about the overall verdict.
All right, let's dive into those reviews.
Is Despicable Me 4 worth watching?
The million-dollar question. Well, that's where things get a little tricky because the reviews are kind of all over the place.
Oh.
Yeah. Some are calling it like the best installment yet, and some are saying it's a huge disappointment.
Wow. Okay.
It seems like your enjoyment really depends on what you're looking for in a Despicable Me movie.
So, like, if you're going in expecting a groundbreaking masterpiece, you might be setting yourself up for disappointment.
Right. Exactly.
But if you're looking for just like a fun, family-friendly movie with some laughs and some great visuals, it might hit the spot.
Yeah, if you just want to like switch your brain off for a couple of hours and have a good time,
Right.
then this might be the movie for you.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
It seems that the general consensus, though, is that it doesn't reach the heights of the original Despicable Me,
Cool.
but it's still entertaining,
Yeah.
especially for younger audiences.
Okay, you know what I'm really curious about?
What's that?
The music.
Oh, the music.
Yeah, does Pharrell Williams still have his magic touch on the soundtrack?
You know, because the music in these movies is always a highlight for me.
Right, it's always so good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's catchy, it's fun, it gets stuck in your head for days.
Exactly.
And yes, Pharrell Williams did contribute to this soundtrack.
Oh, good.
Yeah. One of the sources even highlighted his song Double Life as like a standout track.
Oh, Double Life.
Yeah, I love it.
I can already picture the Minions dancing to it.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But speaking of music, one of the reviews mentioned the scene where Gru and Maxime sing Everybody Wants to Rule the World Together.
Wait, what?
I know.
They sing a duet?
They sing a duet.
I am both intrigued and terrified.
Same. Like, I don't know what to think about that.
Is it going to be like a hilarious moment of reconciliation?
Right.
Or is it going to be totally cringy?
Yeah, it sounds like a you have to see it to believe it moment.
Yeah, for sure.
But I guess it's how comedy is sometimes,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
What one person finds hilarious, another person might find, like, totally weird.
Yeah, it's subjective.
Totally. But regardless, I think the music in Despicable Me 4 does what it needs to do.
Right.
Amplify the humor, heighten the emotions, keep the energy levels high.
Yep. Yeah, it's like the secret ingredient
Right.
that ties it all together.
So we've covered the plot, the characters, the animation, the music.
We've covered a lot of ground.
Is there anything else we need to unpack before we wrap things up?
You know, I think there is one crucial aspect we haven't touched on yet.
Okay, what's that?
The film's overall message or theme.
Right.
You know, while it's primarily an entertaining romp, I think most animated films, especially those aimed at families, try to convey some kind of underlying message.
Yeah, they try to sneak in a little life lesson.
Exactly. So what did our sources reveal about the thematic core of Despicable Me 4?
Oh, good catch. I almost forgot about the deeper meaning behind all the Minion mayhem.
The Minions are a distraction.
They are.
But there's always something more.
Yeah, so it seems like family is still the central theme.
Okay.
But this time it's explored through like a more nuanced lens.
Interesting.
Yeah, we see Gru grappling with the challenges of fatherhood,
Right.
especially with a new baby who's, testing his patience.
Yeah, those sleepless nights.
The sleepless nights,
The diaper changes.
all of it.
It's a lot.
And we also see the girls trying to figure out their evolving roles within the family as they adjust to having a little brother.
Right, because their dynamic has totally shifted now.
Totally. Yeah.
And that's something that a lot of families can relate to.
For sure, like families are constantly changing and growing.
Yeah, and it's not always easy,
No, it's messy.
but it's also beautiful.
Exactly. It's a story about the power of love
Right.
and the importance of sticking together even when things get tough.
Yeah, I like that.
And let's not forget about that subplot with Poppy, the aspiring villainess.
Right, what about Poppy?
Well, her character kind of introduces this theme of mentorship
Okay.
and the idea that our past experiences can shape but don't necessarily define who we become.
Interesting.
Right, like even former supervillains can inspire young people to follow their dreams.
Yeah, but hopefully in a more ethical way.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So, while Despicable Me 4 might not be breaking new ground in terms of storytelling, it seems like it delivers on what audiences have come to expect from this franchise.
Yeah, a fun, family-friendly adventure with a heartwarming message.
And a healthy dose of Minion-induced chaos.
Of course, you can't forget the Minions.
Never forget the Minions.
So it sounds like we have a pretty good idea of what to expect.
Yeah, I think so.
Stunning animation.
Yes.
Hilarious Minions.
Up to their usual antics.
A family-friendly storyline.
And maybe a few nods to classic movies for all the film buffs out there.
It's a good mix.
Yeah, but remember all those little details that we talked about?
Mhm.
All those Easter eggs? They're not just random additions.
Right.
They can actually reveal a lot about like the filmmaker's intentions.
Yeah, like what are they trying to say?
Right, and the kind of audience they're targeting.
Yeah, who are they making this movie for?
So keep your eyes peeled when you watch the movie.
Be on the lookout.
You might be surprised by what you discover.
Yeah, you might catch something that you didn't see before.
But there's one question that we keep coming back to.
Is Gru really a good guy now?
Yes. Is he truly reformed? Or is there like a hint of mischief still brewing beneath the surface?
I mean, he was a supervillain for a long time.
He was.
It's hard to just shake that off.
Right, like is it all an act?
Yeah, is he just playing the part of a doting dad?
I don't know.
And honestly, I don't think there's a right or wrong answer.
Yeah, I think it's open to interpretation.
Right.
And that's what makes this deep dive so interesting.
Yeah, because we're not just like presenting the facts.
Yeah, we're encouraging you to think about it.
Form your own opinions.
Maybe even challenge our interpretation.
Exactly.
So when you watch Despicable Me 4, don't just sit back and passively enjoy the ride.
Yeah, engage with the story.
Ask questions.
Debate with your friends and family.
Most importantly, have fun with it.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, movies are meant to be enjoyed.
Exactly.
They're a form of escapism, source of entertainment.
And sometimes even a bit of food for thought.
That's a good point.
All right, so to wrap up our deep dive into Despicable Me 4, we've explored the good, the bad, and the potentially mischievous.
We've analyzed the characters.
The animation,
Insane.
even those hidden Easter eggs.
We've given you all the information you need to decide if this movie is worth your time.
No, it's your turn to take the plunge.
Yeah, go see it.
Grab your popcorn, settle in, and get ready for a wild adventure with Gru the Minions and a whole new cast of characters.
And don't forget to share your thoughts with us.
Yeah, we want to hear what you think.
We're always eager to hear your theories and interpretations.
Happy watching, everyone.
Until next time.
Stay curious.
And keep exploring.
And you know what else is really cool about those Easter eggs? Is that it's not just like they're throwing in random references.
Right?
They're actually kind of like clues.
Clues.
Yeah, like they can tell us a lot about what the filmmakers were thinking.
Like what they were going for.
Exactly. Like what kind of audience are they trying to reach with this film?
Oh, that's a good point.
So when you watch Despicable Me 4, I want you to really pay attention.
Yeah, keep your eyes peeled.
You might be surprised by what you discover.
Yeah, those little details can add a whole other layer to the story.
Speaking of layers,
Oh, yeah.
can we talk about Gru for a second?
Yeah, what about him?
We've been going back and forth this whole time about, is he really a good guy now? Or is there still a little bit of that villain in him?
It's the question that haunts us.
It really is. And honestly, I'm not sure there's a right answer.
I don't think so either.
It's up to you to decide.
Exactly.
And that's what I love about this deep dive.
What's that?
We're not just here's the information, here's what to think.
Right.
We want you to think for yourself.
Engage with the material.
Exactly. What do you think?
Form your own opinions.
Maybe you disagree with us.
Yeah, challenge our interpretations.
So when you go see Despicable Me 4, don't just sit there and zone out.
Right.
Really get into it.
Ask yourself questions.
Talk to your friends about it.
Debate with your family.
Most importantly, have fun.
Yeah, movies are supposed to be fun.
Exactly like they're an escape.
A way to relax.
A way to laugh.
And sometimes they even make you think a little bit.
That's true. All right, so to wrap up our deep dive into Despicable Me 4, we've gone over the good, the bad, and the mischievous.
We've analyzed everything.
We've given you all the tools
Now it's up to you.
to decide if it's worth seeing.
Go see the movie.
Grab your popcorn, settle in, get ready for a wild ride with Gru the Minions and all these new characters.
And let us know what you think.
Yeah, we want to hear your theories, your interpretations.
Happy watching, everyone.
Until next time,
Stay curious.
and keep exploring.